welcome to this weekly reading vlog. As you can see, dinner is being prepared, and as soon as it's prepared and done and we've done dinner time and bedtime, I'm quickly going to be grabbing for Heir of Fire, which is the book left over from last week's vlog. I'm so excited to finish this one up this week. Selena's adventures are so fun. And then I'll probably pick up a romance this week as well called Bittersweet Memories. This is the 4th installment of the Off Limits series by Katharina Mora. I love the other 3, some more than others. I'm excited about this one. I think this is everyone's favorite, so it's got high hopes in my books. And then I can't wait to read Finlay Donovan Knocks 'Em Dead, which is the 2nd book in the Finlay Donovan series. The first one made my favorites list last year, so I've got high hopes for this one. She's such a great character. She's hilarious. It's a mystery. It keeps you compelled the whole book and really wants you to, flip the pages really quickly and keep reading. So I'm really excited about that. So I can't wait to grab for those 2 after I finish Heir of Fire. And then if I have some more time this week, maybe I'll throw in a nonfiction, which I like to read a little bit of every week as well. But I'll give you updates as I read and show you bits and bobs of life as it's happening as well. But welcome to this weekly reading vlog, and thanks for watching. Update now that we've started our week. I'm currently reading Heir of Fire, and I'm a little bit, maybe right at halfway actually, as you can tell by my bookmark there, and I'm liking this book so far. It's been a lot of background and world building because we are introduced to a lot of new characters and a lot of new places. So in fantasy, you really have to put in that work up front to really understand and get the backstory before you can have that really great payoff when things start to really pop off. So that's kind of where I am in this book right now. I'm glad that there are new characters and new places being introduced, because from the first 2 books, I really liked the characters that were there, but I didn't think it was going to be enough to keep the book sustained and to keep going with all the books that come after this. So I'm really glad that she added in so many new characters and so many new kind of magical creatures as well, and different places and different adventures. So that's kind of where I am right now. I'm relatively new to fantasy, but I am quickly discovering that you do have to put that work in to understand all the backstory. There's a time and place and meaning behind all of it. And then when you get to that, when things are really popping off in that moment where you're like, all right, buckle up, it's about to get turbulent and this ride is taking off, the payoff is so good when you get to that point, but you do have to put that investment in. So that's where I am right now, putting in the investment. I think I should be able to manage to finish this in the next day or 2 and then pick up the next book on my TBR this week, which is Finlay Donovan. I'm so excited about that, which is a little bit of a different direction of a book than fantasy. It's kind of a mystery, so after this I'll probably be ready for something different, and I can't wait. To give another reading update. So yesterday I did manage to finish Heir of Fire. I've been a little under the weather and we've gotten so much snow, so it's been like the perfect cozy reading weather. I've just been snuggled in my blankies and reading and powering through. Heir of Fire was so good. I gave it 5 stars, and I don't know, I just gobbled it up. I thought it was going to take me a long time because it was 500 pages, but Sarah J. Maas books, you start reading and then you have no idea where the time goes, and it's like page after page, and before you know it's like 100, 200 pages into the book in one sitting. So that's why I was able to crank through it so fast. And I also really enjoy her writing. I think she has a great way of explaining things without being over the top. So this book was very kind of foundational. As I said, it brought in a lot of new characters and a lot lot of new places and some more missing pieces of the puzzle of the background of this whole story. So it wasn't super action-packed or anything like the other two books. And I have a feeling the next book is going to be one of those where everything comes together and kind of blows up a little bit, and I'm excited about that. So I needed to get through this one to get a lot of that background, but I still enjoyed it. I mean, the enjoyment factor was 100, so that's why I got 5 stars for me, even though it didn't necessarily have a ton of action. I still loved it. I then moved on to Finlay Donovan Knocks 'Em Dead. This is, of course, the second book in the Finlay Donovan series. This one picks up about a month after the first one ended. The first one ended on a cliffhanger, and I thought it was really pretty good, actually. So this one picks up a month later, and I'm glad for that. I'm glad the timeline didn't jump or shift too much because it was so easy to get right back into it. Finlay is still just as ridiculous as she was before. She's kind of like that friend all of us have who's just a little rough around the edges and just can't quite get right, but she's such a hoot, and she's like the girlfriend you want to have wine with because you know she's going to have some ridiculous stories and is like endearing also at the same time. So that's Finlay. She's that friend. And so it's just a ton of fun. The mystery is still unraveling with the cliffhanger that was left at the end of the last book. So I'm about 50% in, and they're still building it up. I'm sure towards the last quarter of the book, it will really start to come together and, you know, really pick up the pace. But for now, really loving it. Easy read, flying through it. And then the third book on my TBR this week was Bittersweet Memories. This is, of course, the 4th book in the Off Limits series. I read the other 3 earlier this month, and I think it was a little bit too much too soon. So I've just been powering through those, and I think by the time I got to this book, I'm just a little burnt out. So that's why I've kind of put it on the back burner for now. I'm going to finish these others and then get back to it. I should finish it before the end of the month and hopefully before the end of this vlog, but I just needed a hot second. It's still an interesting story, interesting characters. This one, unlike the last 2 that I read in the series, seems a little bit more organic with the love story. It's not as insta-love. Insta-love is one of my least favorite things, and this one is not that. This one has a little bit more of an organic coming together. They do have really intricate backgrounds and seem to have more going on as characters. So I am enjoying it, but I think I just needed a little break. It was like too much of the same thing. So I just wanted to give that update, and I will check in with you again later this week.